Perfect, so we got to the second part of this sculpture, how to make the Bruni. So here we're gonna start working on the body. So the first step that I did was I got a piece of clay, pretty much the same thing that we did for the head. I got a piece of clay and then aluminum foil, and then I cover the aluminum foil with the piece of clay, trying to keep everything smooth as I go, so I don't have any wrinkles. Try to keep the head around so you can measure it and keep it symmetrical. You don't want the body to look huge or the head to look huge compared to the body. Okay, so now I'm adding the tail. For the tail, you want to do kind of like a tear shape, you know, and a little bit long. Just a piece of clay. I'm not adding anything inside just because it's so small, it doesn't really matter. Try to smooth it out and blend it to the body all around. So I added another piece of clay on the top part of the tail, just to help me blend those two together and combine them together. Because if I use the tool, I might break it, and I don't wanna, I don't want that to happen. So I'm just gonna add a little piece of clay on the back, and then that's it. That's gonna help me a lot. Try to keep it smooth, okay? So always go back and keep it smooth, just so you don't have to do so much at the end. So for the legs, I'm gonna do a string of clay and then cut it the same size. I'm gonna do the back ones before I do the front ones, just because I wanna keep that posture that he has. He's kind of straight, kind of like looking up. And then you're gonna repeat the same step, but make the front legs a little bit longer, just so when you bake everything, it stands. So here we have it. We have the body with the legs, um, and then I'm measuring this just a barbecue stick. I think it works perfectly. I'm gonna stick it inside pretty much for the neck, and it holds the head. The head is a little bit heavier than the body, so that would help us hold it in place and not for tipping over. After I connected the head, I had to remove the legs because I wanted to smooth it out a little bit more. So just remove the legs. The legs are such an easy step that you can just redo it with no problem. So smooth it out as much as you can now that the head is in place. If you need to add more clay right like around the neck area, just add it the same way that I did it for the tail, just to help you out. And after you're done smoothing it out as much as you can and you see that okay, you're happy with it, that's when you want to add the legs and make sure that everything stays in place, it doesn't tip over. Okay, look around, make sure the neck is good, make sure the bottom. I added a little bit of alcohol just to remove any imperfections that I really didn't like and most of the fingerprints. Now this kind of, I don't know if it melts the clay or something, but it's really easy to move the clay around when you put alcohol. So try to do that at home and see how you like it. I'm gonna fast forward this part because it's a lot of the same, so I'm just gonna make it go a little bit faster, but pretty much it's just smoothing with alcohol and using just your fingers. Maybe if you have any tools that could help you with this, do it. At the end, when I baked it, I sanded it down a little bit on the hard areas that I couldn't do with my fingers. So you can do that as well. So don't go crazy. If you cannot smooth it off, that's okay. You can sand it down a little bit later. So now I'm finally adding the legs the same way that I did before. Teardrop, make sure that all of them are the same and they're where you want them to be. You don't want them a little bit forward or too back because it doesn't look right. Make sure you use your tools to to put them together and to smudge them in place. Okay, so smooth it out. Make sure you add the other one in the same spot that you have the other one, so it's proportional. You want to look at it from the top. Okay. Perfect, I love it. So after you're done with it, you smooth it out as much as you can. Put it in the oven, I'll say 20 minutes, give or take. And when you bring it back, you can sand it down so it looks even better. Perfect, guys. I hope you like how it looks. Make sure you watch part 3 on how to paint it so you can finish this bruni already.